What is up, everybody? We have some breaking news with PlayStation, something that, well, it was not really expected, but I mean, it was probably something that was, being thought about. Um, and essentially, they are getting rid of discs. They are going to stop producing discs. After January of 2028, there will be no more discs. You will not be able to purchase a game in the disc format to play on the PlayStation 5. So let's get into it. These are my raw thoughts. This is happening just this morning, something absolutely insane. And as you can see here, right, we have it here, right? Sony is announcing that they are done with physical games starting in 2028. Um, so here we go. Let's go to the PlayStation site here. And let's see. Hold on. Let's see. They have that pins. They have Rockstar pin, of course, because they have their. But here we go. News, important update. News on physical disc for new games. Here we go. So, physical disc production ending in January 2028 for new games releasing on PlayStation consoles. In response to shifting trends and consumer preference, new games will be released on PlayStation Store and at retailers in digital formats only, meaning they are completely getting rid of discs. What does that mean? That means that essentially if you bought like a disc drive, or if the disc drive that you have on your original PlayStation 5 is going to be completely obsolete after January 2028. There will be no reason or purpose for it unless you want to play your old games or your old library disc games that you currently have. This is bizarre that they're announcing this soon. Like, I think this is a pretty soon announcement. I think this would have been something that they would have probably mentioned maybe after the PlayStation 6 released or something like that. Maybe in the I would have thought maybe like the next year or so. But Sony is going ahead and just completely abandoning their fan base that collects games or that buys their games in a physical format. As we go into the blog post here, it says, as consumer preferences and the broader entertainment industry continue to shift away from physical disc to digital, physical game disc production for all new games releasing on PlayStation consoles will be discontinued starting January 2028. Following this date, new games will be available on PlayStation Store and at retailers in digital format only. This transition has no impact on games that already released or will be releasing prior to January 2028 in disc format. This is a natural direction for Sony Interactive Entertainment to adapt to consumer trends as the general preference for digital media significantly outpaces physical discs. This transition will enable us to align more closely with how most of our community prefers to access and play games today. We'll continue to prioritize our resources to drive innovation in how players can access games and provide choices as to where players prefer to purchase new games, whether that's at retailers or PlayStation Store. We remain committed to delivering a world-class gaming experience to our fans, and thank you for your continued support. This is just a whole bunch of PR speak. Pretty much what they are doing and what this is a step forward to is giving you less control of your the media that you own, and pretty much surrendering all the rights and all the everything basically to these companies. These companies will be the ones that tell you when you can play, when you can't play. They will be the ones that if they decide tomorrow, you know what, we're pulling this game, they can do that because it's a license that you're gonna be basically just using. Because if you had an actual disc, doesn't matter if they shut the game off tomorrow. If it's a single player game, you can still play it and whatnot. And that might not be the case for digital games. And it's not surprising to say that this is that they come out with this news, especially after after Rockstar and and after their studios have announced that Grand Theft Auto 6 is just going to be a full-on digital game. It's not going to release on disc either. So it's safe to say, that this is where the industry is going with this. I'm sure, it's already been seen with Xbox games. A lot of when you go to the stores now, when you see there's a lot of Xbox like digital cards to release those games, like the newer ones that are releasing. So it's just safe to say that this is just a terrible blow for people who like to collect games, who like to play with their physical media, who like to have something physical, something where you can trade in and whatnot. And this is just also a step to kind of get rid of the middleman. They're gonna get rid of the whole pre-owned kind of like ecosystem, and basically just have you buy the digital license that you won't be able to do anything else besides that, trading a game in or being able to lend it to a friend or anything like that. It's just going to be like everyone has to have their own copy. And I assume that this is just for them to boost obviously more sales, more revenue for them, because if everybody has to own the game and they won't be able to play it, it kind of cuts out them losing those losses on selling on third party sales, or you just borrowing or lending the game to a friend. I think that this is a horrendous choice that PlayStation has done. Quite honestly, it kind of makes me even think, what's the point of even having a console? What's the point of even continuing on these ecosystems? You might as well just own a PC. You might as well just jump on Steam and start buying your games and library there. You have more, flexibility. You'll have more ways to play. You'll have more access to different things, and it won't just be pretty much a paperweight. I think that the only thing that would be beneficial would be, I guess, like some exclusives that come out on these consoles, if that. There's really no point in jumping into the PlayStation 6 ecosystem or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, this is absolutely insane. I mean, it was definitely not something that I would have expected them to announce now. But yeah. Look, a lot of people are saying, a lot of people have the sentiment. Here, Mudahar from Ordinary Gamer saying, "Guess I'm a fully PC gamer now." Yeah, I think a lot of people are gonna have that sentiment. I think a lot of people are gonna abandon the consoles. They're gonna abandon the hardware space, and they're just gonna go on fully PC. A lot of people are just gonna go on fully just on Steam, PC, and just abandon Xbox and PlayStation. And I think the only holdout is pretty much Nintendo. Nintendo will be the only place right now, or is going to be the only gaming company that's going to still release to you that physical media. And I think they're going to blow up for that. I think they're probably going to sell a ton of Switch 2 and Switch games and things like that. And a lot of people are going to be turning to that space for gaming, for classic gaming and whatnot. So here, I knew this would happen at some points in the future, but not this soon. This sucks. Yep. And Sony has confirmed it will stop making physical games in 2028. New games will launch digital only, released through the PlayStation Store and participating retailers. So like I said, a lot of people have, look at this. A lot of people have a very, very harsh sentiments towards this. In case you didn't know, Sony manufactured disc versions of old games for PlayStation, so ending support for physical media is for old games coming to PlayStation first and third party. Yeah. Well, honestly, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of speechless. I'm kind of just blown away that they would announce this like this, just like that. Just off the bat, like, hey, no more physical games. We're just gonna be a fully on digital platform moving forward. It really makes me think, what the hell is the point of even having these consoles? What's the point of it? But those are just some of my thoughts. Those are just some of the things that have been occurring today. I want to know what you guys are thinking. I want to know what are some of your thoughts. If you wanna, if you want to see more videos like this, definitely give me a like and support, and subscribe if you want to see more gaming news content like this. But yeah, definitely leave a comment below letting me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.